Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I am Laurie Baracco, and I welcome you to this morning's live stream. And I will give everybody a moment or two to receive the notification that I've gone live here. So, good morning when you are in and you are able to hear me. Say hello and good morning so I know that I can be heard and seen. Good morning, everyone. And for those who are tuning in afterwards, welcome. And so I am Laurie Baracco, and it is Sunday, December 18th, and I am at the Bonita Springs Mystical Moon, and I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you as we delve into the topic of the winter solstice and just kind of checking in and seeing how everybody's doing. Checking in, hello. So if you can see me and hear me, please in the comment area in the chat, please say good morning and let me know who's here. Woo, did you hear my whistle? Who's here and where you're tuning in from. Good morning, Karen. She says she's doing well. I'm glad to hear that. Good morning. And so I have my wintry background here that my lovely friend Pam created for the center here in Bonita. Good morning. Good Merry Christmas. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, I know 1 week from today we will be celebrating. Oh my gosh. Whew. Good morning. Oh, I see more people have joined. Hello and good morning, everyone. And as I mentioned, if you're tuning in afterwards, welcome. And I know that I will not be able to interact with you afterwards with the chat. And I also have been posting this to my podcast as well. And I did want to take a moment and invite all of you, if you do not already receive my newsletter through my website, lauriebaracco.com, please just sign up. I send out separate emails with different content than the Mystical Moon emails as well. Good morning. And Barb says she's got some snow. Good morning. Well, I've got snow in my background, right? I do miss it a little bit here and there. I am originally from New York, Long Island, and I do miss some of the seasonal weather, right? Yes, I have been here for going on 33 years and in Southwest Florida. And yes, I do get cold very easily and quickly. So hello and good morning, everybody. So we are up and running. So I do have a workbook link to share with you. Some of the material I'm going over today is not in that workbook, but feel free to view it, print it. I'm going to put a link here. And let's see, that is my Winter Solstice Yule workbook. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So I think you should be able to see this link in the different areas. I think the Astral Lounge, for some reason, sometimes it doesn't show up in there. So I'm going to click on over quickly to the Astral Lounge and find myself wherever I'm streaming in there. I don't even see me streaming in there. Hold on. I know I am, though. But hopefully. So let's see. I'm just going to pop this link in. There we go. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to pop it in there too. So it's in this Astral Lounge. Okay, wonderful. So hello, everyone. So I'm going to delve into the material and I'm going to set the space as I usually do with a prayer of intention and taking those moments to do so we can all connect in and connect in together. Look at this lighter. Holy moly, this is for a very large candle, huh? Or if you've got your cauldron going with your charcoal briquette, yeah, you won't get burned with this one. So I've got a mixture of white sage in here, and then I have my little baby Palo Santo stick in here. Okay, so whether you're tuning in live or afterwards, please do join me. There's no time really, right? Just for our earthly experience. But if you're joining in afterwards and watching the replay, please take a moment. And if you're listening on the podcast, take a moment and center yourself. Let's call in the holy helpers, our guides, the light, and we're going to connect in and take a moment to put ourselves or place ourselves or navigate into some sacred space. And so we call in the divine I am presence, the divine I am that is within us, that we are part of in that worldwide etheric web. We align ourselves with these divine aspects of ourselves that exist in the multidimensional realms, calling in our holy helpers. I call in my holy helpers, my guides, to assist me as I connect and share the information that's for the highest and the best good, and that I am the center of this circle that connects us beyond time and space. Taking a moment to pause and feel those connections being reconnected, realigned with those divine aspects of us, which are always with us, woven within our fields of awareness as we journey on this beautiful planet, Mother Earth Gaia. We ask for the wisdom, the guidance, the healing, the support that is needed for each individual, with each individual's unique experiences. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. All right. Good morning, everyone. All right. So I see more friends have joined. And up, Merry Christmas from Amal from me in Bonita Springs. Good morning, friends. Okay, so I did share a link to the Yule Winter Solstice workbook. You can check that out a little bit later. I am going to add a little bit of extra content as I talk about Winter Solstice and as we dialogue here with the chat. And so we are coming to the end of the year already, to the end of 2022. And, I think that with the last couple of years, we all have become even more tempered with our experiences between COVID and the great divides that have been created within our communities and worldwide, countrywide, just on this planet, right? There are many different frames of reference, points of view, and am I being kind of kumbaya-ish, I guess, with my attitude? Yeah, I think can learn how to accept people's positions and their point of views, whether it's political, whether it's personal, whether it has to do with you being a vegan or not, right? Or, whatever it is, I think that that's something that a really wonderful intention for all of us moving forward as we move into 2023 is to not seek to continue to add to the divide, but connect and intentionally work on connecting and hearing our brothers and sisters and their points of views and honoring each person where they're at, honoring or accepting where they're at, right? That sometimes is a really difficult one, right? But I think it's I know it is my intention moving forward, moving into the new year, and honoring where I'm at and accepting where other people are at as well, right? I mean, we all have had the experiences where over time we have shifted our perspectives and our causes and what we're passionate about. It all has shifted for all of us. So there's a lot of wiggle room for all of us to shift and grow. And I think that it begins with and I know it begins with each one of us. And so we're going to move into the topic of the winter solstice, Yuletide. And it's a wonderful time to stop, to reflect, and to kind of go underground. There are many people in different cultures and different practices, personal practices, where they, between the time of Advent into the new year, that they take themselves off social media. They intentionally do not check the emails as much. They have more of this hibernation time for themselves. And it's a wonderful time to stop, reflect, release, let go, and think about where you want to be, where you were, where you are, where you want to be in this next calendar cycle. So I'm going to go into my notes. And so, as I mentioned, you can click on the link for the winter solstice workbook that I created. I did send it out also in my newsletter. So it's in this broadcast as well. And I hope you enjoy the material, but I am going to add some extra information there as well. Okay, so away we go. We're going to go into today's material. So let me click over to my link. And away we go, as I mentioned. All right, so the first day of winter in the Northern Hemisphere is marked by the winter solstice, which occurs this year on Wednesday, December 21st at 4:47 p.m. Eastern. And so with the winter solstice, the sun travels the shortest path through the sky, resulting in the day of the year with the least sunlight and therefore the longest night. And then moving forward after that, the days become longer leading up to the summer solstice or the June solstice. And so what does this solstice mean? The term solstice comes from the Latin words for sol, sun, and sistere, to stand still. Because during the solstice, the angle between the sun's rays and the plane of the Earth's equator appear to stand still. So what does that mean? It means that the sun appears at its lowest point in the sky, and its noontime elevation seems to stay the same for several hours, for several days before and after the stay, The sun's gradual decrease in the sky reverses upon the winter solstice, making what many cultures believe to be a rebirth of the sun as the hours of the daylight become longer. We take this time to honor the sun, the return of the sun, which has many different meanings. It can mean planting seeds. It could be of course the longer days where things grow, new life comes to be, and so it's a day of celebration. If you live in the Northern Hemisphere, so you may want to check your noontime shadow around the time of the solstice. It will be your longest noontime shadow of the year. Conversely, in June, at that time, you'll see your shortest noontime shadow. This is because the sun is at different angles, and the sun's low arc across the sky in winter causes objects to cast longer shadows. So we could look at some of the parallels with the information with the shadow. So this is a time for us to look at some of the shadowy aspects of in our life. Shadow doesn't always mean bad or really toxic. It can also be a way to describe the things about ourselves that we kind of tuck to the side that we know maybe are creating a self-sabotage, or they are karmic experiences that we know that, all right, that this is happening again, and there's an opportunity as the light is shed on these aspects for us to bring healing to them and to work with realignment, redirecting, and correcting these areas where we have tikkun, which is a Kabbalistic term, Tikkun, which means a correction. So there's a soul correction, which the soul came in here to experience these scenarios and challenges. Yeah. All right, good one. I see more friends have joined. Good morning from Massachusetts. Probably really cold there, I bet, right? All right, so there are some different things that you can do at this time, and I did share some of them in that workbook. So what you can do is you can decorate an outdoor edible tree for animals, and this depends on where you're at, right? So here where I'm at, yeah, I probably wouldn't want to do that because we have some wildlife like bears and things. So you want to be mindful of this, right? So one thing you can do, so yeah, I definitely want to put that caution in there. As an alternative, or in addition to a traditional indoor holiday tree, decorating a live outdoor tree with biodegradable edible ornaments for local birds or other creatures makes a fun project for the kids. And some people will create an edible bird feeder with peanut butter, pine cone, seed ornaments, and maybe classic popcorn or cranberry garlands. And you can trim the tree and watch these outdoor critters. have a feast. So of course you want to be mindful. You don't want to put anything out there that's toxic or that can hurt any outside um, animals, nature, wildlife. You can make a winter solstice lantern. So what you can do is if you have, say, like a mason jar, you could use colored tissue paper on the outside, cut out shapes and put them on the outside. And then you can put like a little like tea light on the inside. Of course, you want to be careful with any kind of fire, but you can get creative with that, make a winter solstice lantern. You can make orange pomanders. And you can start with some oranges, some firm oranges in a jar of whole cloves, and use the citrus zester to create patterns in the fruit peel. And with a small toothpick or skinny nail, make holes where you want the cloves to go. So you have the oranges and you poke the cloves in there, and it just smells so wonderful. You could put a few in the bowl as a fragrant centerpiece or hang some of them on your tree. You can also make a wonderful, I think I'm just getting ahead of myself. You can make a potpourri with that in a way, and say a crock pot, have some orange zester peels, and you could put some cloves in there and have that simmering. It would smell lovely. You can spend the night by candlelight by turning off all the lights. You could have your dinner by candlelight. You could take a warm bath, and it just really creates that beautiful ambiance of hibernation and going within and reflecting upon your year and getting really quiet with your inner self. Yeah, you could do that too. Hold on one second. I'm going to scooch in here and check some of the comments because I felt like there were a few here. So we do have a comment shared that we have a rosemary bush that we decorate. That is lovely. And Sidney says, good morning. Good morning. Good morning from New Jersey. Yeah, there are so many wonderful things that you can do. And please do feel free to share your winter solstice, Yuletide traditions in the chat area as well. I'd love to hear them. Okay, you can make some wassail, and this is a drink that's perfect for sipping. And so you would use some cider. I do have this in the workbook: cider and orange juice, pineapple juice, brown sugar, lemon juice, cinnamon sticks, and some cloves. And you can boil that. You can drink that. And then also you can create that also as your potpourri, your simmering potpourri as well. You can also set some intentions, as I mentioned before. Reflect, release, let go, and set intentions for the new season. The winter solstice is considered the seasonal dark night of the soul. Spiritually, it's a time to honor both the light and the darkness that resides within each of us. You can take some small pieces of paper, write down the things you would like to let go of. And then when you're finished, throw them in a fire, like a Yule log fire, transforming darkness into light. After letting go, set the intentions for the new season ahead, speaking aloud a thing, idea, habit, or practice that you would like to bring into your life. Give it voice. That's so important when we do that. And some of the things you can add into your burning mixture or your potpourri mixture: sage, pine needles, sweetgrass, and mistletoe. You can also celebrate Yule with different rituals, feasts, and other activities. And in a lot of cultures did you know that Yule is celebrated more than one day? In ancient Rome, Saturnalia, that festival, the Roman Saturnalia festival, sometimes went on for a week. You can have a winter solstice even day be the central focus for your household. And you could bring in other festivious ideas, including New Year's parties, Christmas visits, and within your solstice tradition. You can have your gift exchanges and feasts over the course of several days and nights, as what was done before. Also, you can adorn and decorate your home with sacred herbs and colors. Decorate with colors of red, green, white. You could place holly, ivy, evergreen, and pine cones all around your home. especially where socialization takes place. You're creating that ambiance with the vibration of these herbs and these traditional customs as well. Have a sprig of mistletoe above every major threshold and leave it there until next Yule, as a charm for good luck throughout the year. Some people bring out the bayberry, right? They'd like bayberry candles, or for the blessings of the new year. We have the bayberry candles here. I wanted to mention that. I did not have that in the notes. So there's so many different things you can do. You can also convey love to family and friends and associates and let them know, express our feelings, right? We also do that during the holidays or certain milestone times of the year, expressing our love and our gratitude for them. Right. Let's see what else. We could also reclaim Santa Claus as a pagan god form. So today's Santa is a folk figure with multicultural roots. He embodies the characteristics of Saturn, Kronos, and the Holly King, Father Ice or Grandfather Frost, Thor, Odin, Frey, and Tomte. So these are different cultural figures. Decorate your home with Santa images and reflect his pagan heritage. You can honor the goddess as the great mother. Place the mother goddess images around your home. You can also celebrate the sun god with the mother figures such as Isis and Horus. I do have a few different deities in there in my workbook as well. You can honor the new solar year with light. Do a solstice eve ritual in which you meditate in darkness and then welcome the birth of the sun by lighting candles and singing songs. If you have an indoor fireplace or outdoor fire circle, burn an oak log as a Yule log and save a bit to start next year's fire, right? Carrying the old into the new and honoring the old. Decorate the inside or outside of your home with electric colored lights. Because of the popularity of the 5-pointed stars as holiday symbols, this is a good time to display a pentagram of blue and white lights. I'm going to just pop on over to see if there are any questions or comments yet. Okay. You can also contribute to the manifestation of more wellness on this planet. Donate food and clothing to the people who are less fortunate in your area. You can also give items to nonprofit groups. You can also, in addition to that, you can meditate for world peace, work magic for a healthier planet, make a pledge to do some form of good work in the new year, right? And follow through with that. So you could do that as well. You can reflect on completion. Oof. That was a tongue twister for me. Reflect on completion. What do you complete with at this time of the year with your journey? It's a time to regroup, be still, be quiet. And what does winter mean to you, right? So this most certainly is a time of stopping, pausing, and reflecting. It's so important that we do that because we all get caught up in the hustle and bustle and the busyness of life, that life just passes us on by, right? This is the perfect time to stop, pause, reflect. Maybe you're grieving. Maybe there were some endings that are still tender, right, in your heart. What did this year bring you? What were your hopes and your dreams? What manifested? What did not? Right? What regrets do you have? How would you do some things differently? And how can you rededicate yourself to your path and your life? Right? So it definitely is a time of transition, and that the winter solstice has been so important as a time for doing that milestone time for all of us to do that throughout all different cultures and different places on the planet. So I'm going to wait a moment and I'm going to pause to see if there are any questions or comments here, to see if anyone has anything that they wanted to share. And so as I do that, I'm going to hold on a moment. I'm going to see if I can see if I can screen share. Okay, so look at that. This is the first time I'm going to give this a whirl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can share my screen with the workbook, because I do have a few things I did want to point out with the workbook that I have here. Okay. Okay, let's see if I am doing this correctly. Not sure if I'm doing this correctly. Let's see here. I know what I'll do. Okay, I think I got this. 1 second. So I'm going to share this screen. I'm going to pop on. Well, I don't think I could pop on over. Darn it. I probably need to give this a chance another time, because I'm not sure how I can share the screen and make sure I'm sharing my screen. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to scroll through the workbook that I have for you all, and I wanted to share about this. Within the workbook, I have a section for personal reflections for you to journal, like journaling prompts, so such as how is a darkness impacting you, what rejuvenates you, what lights you up, what are you dreaming about? I have a tarot spread for you too to reflect upon. You could use tarot cards or oracle cards for the workbook. I've got the blessing, the winter blessing. I have some of the activities for you to check out. I'm also sharing some of the correspondences, such as the Yule winter solstice plant and oils and deities and crystals and foods and candle colors for you to work with. There are also some nature reflections about plants and nature, animals. And there's some of your journal prompts as well. So I'm going to pop in that link one more time for you all. If you'd like to check out the workbook, there it goes. There's the link. And I do think I have to go on the Facebook page and post it there again. So one moment, friend. Oops, sorry. There you go. All right. So hopefully, if you haven't already celebrated Yule or took a moment or two to reflect on this time of the year in this way, I hope that I've planted some seeds. And if you already, maybe you already do this, and this is just a refresher, or there's inspiration to add some more things to your traditions. Oh, Lisa says she loves this. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's helpful, I think. Yeah. As I mentioned, we all have busy lives, and whether you're working, you're not working, you're in relationship or not, there is a lot that is taking place in the collective, and to digest all that's happening, right? I mean, next thing you know, it's the end of the year. You're wondering, where did the year go? And what's the point of all this, right? I do think that is a big one. What is the point of the hustle and bustle if you don't slow down and tend to what's going on within you, right? What's the point of that? Not much of a point, right? It's all for nothing, right? All right. So, friends, what I'm going to do is I have a deck here. It's called Seasons of the Witch. And we have this at both stores. And we have this in both stores, and I believe online as well. So this is Seasons of the Witch, the Yule Oracle by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. It's such a pretty deck. So this is the book that comes with it. This is the cover. And these are the cards. So these are the cards, right? Look at that. They've got the green edges as well. So I'm going to check some of the comments here as I give the cards a nice, healthy shuffle. And Sarah says, I'm eager to adopt some of these new traditions. I am so glad. Good. I hope that they have inspired you to connect even more so with your magical self, right? Your divine, alchemical, magical self. And Joe says, Yule and solstice is one of the most magical times of the year for me, especially since I was born on the 24th. Ah, absolutely. Yep. So even more so. Yeah. And I'm sure your parents made it special for you too, because those holiday babies, those Christmas babies, oi, right? Yeah. It is pretty. Yes, it is such a pretty deck. So I'm going to give the cards a little bit more of a shuffle, and I'm going to hold them up as 1, 2, and 3. And so I invite you to take a moment and tune into the card that's calling to you. And it could be more than one card that you're feeling drawn to and towards. And that message then is for you. And sometimes they make sense right away, and sometimes they don't. Okay. And Barb says, nice workbook. Thank you. You are most very welcome. Okay, so one jumped out already. So that one will go over there. Thank you. All right, here we go. 1, 2, or 3. So here's card 1. Here's card number 2. And here is card number 3. All right, you're going to move into the energies of these cards. And this is your message from Spirit for you to maybe reflect upon during this solstice, or it's a validation, right? Could be any of these things. Okay, so here we go. Away we go. If you chose card number 1, it's ringing the bells. Ring the bell to cast them out. Ring the bell and dance about. Swirl the sounds amidst the winds. Nowhere to hide, for all will ring. And I will take a look at the definition in the book. It's card number 39. Ringing the bells. So that is also, bells are also, they are a symbol for Yule as well. Ringing the energy, clearing, announcing. And so it was number 39. So I'm going to read it out loud. Wow, so they're the numbers are so small. Okay, hold on. 39. Oh heck, I need longer arms. I might have to look in the front. Wow. All right. It's on page 99. All right, you got it. All right, so ringing in the bells. Ringing the bells. Bells and Yule go hand in hand. They're used to create music, and you'll often find a Santa or two swinging one around, and bells are always attached to sleighs. They are genuinely joyous, but can be used for more than simple instruments. Bells raise energy to increase rituals and effectiveness of spells, while cleansing negative energy to drive away malicious spirits. It's essential to keep your home's energy clear all year long, especially during the winter season when you spend more time indoors with loved ones. Energy tends to hide in dark places and dusty corners that haven't seen a full day's sun in some time. And like your space, the soul can be full of tiny pockets of low vibrational energy that we may not realize are there. The same goes for everyday living. There could be people in your life that are full of low vibrations, but you're so used to having them in the background that you simply haven't noticed it in a while. You have pulled the ringing bells because something distressing is in your life and you're being called to banish it. It could be a person or an object or even a place. What comes to mind first that is bothering you will be the cause. Perhaps you're holding on to something from a past relationship that makes you sad. Or it could be a friend who, despite how much you love them, brings you down a little when they're around. It may not seem like a big deal to your energy, but your energy takes a hit every time you're in the presence of low vibrational company. You are being guided to slowly and lovingly banish this person or things from your life lovingly. If it's an object, it may be time to donate or recycle it. If it's a person, it could be as simple as spending less time with this person or explaining how you feel so they may change. As you clear this low energy from your life, your vibrations will rise and call more joy to you. Yes. All right, so hopefully that made sense. So the next one is mistletoe. Page 81. All right, mistletoe. This is the mistletoe card. The keywords are fertility, protection, spark, ideas. What dreams may come from the borrowing of ivy held tight within the womb, a calling in of sorts, a spell from above. Holy holly. All right, let's see what this says. If you chose number 2, you probably know mistletoe as the small branch with little berries hanging over doorways. It would seem mistletoe is a creative way to steal a kiss from a crush, but this little branch holds much more than soft kisses. Mistletoe is a key element to Yuletide celebrations. In ancient times, it served as a symbol of fertility and protection. Mistletoe berries were considered seeds of conception and were commonly added to love potions to increase their effectiveness. Do you have a seed, excuse me? Do you have a seed that is ready to be sown? Pulling this card is a promise, is a positive sign that you should act upon this new project. Creative endeavors are supported at this time, and you shouldn't be surprised if you find yourself seeing inspiration in unusual places. Perhaps you wonder if your idea is worthy or things will work. Do not worry about that now. Pulling this card is a confirmation that you are set on the right path. You don't have to do everything at once. Small steps, like asking a love interest for a kiss under the mistletoe, are enough to get you started. All right, mistletoe. I made jokes about that here, and I was like, we should maybe put mistletoe up there, not for kissing, but for setting seeds into motion. All right, so the last one, if you have chosen card number 3, it is squirrel medicine. Squirrel medicine. The keywords are planning, secrets, and trust. And so it's easier for me to read this. Pitter patter, plan ahead. Keep silent your pet's desire. No eyes or ears shall see you coming, a well-deserved reveal. Okay, so this is about setting those intentions and keeping it sacred and quiet to yourself for now. Squirrels are always preparing for a hard winter season. They are continually gathering nuts, seeds, and berries to store in hollow trees or small crevices to come back to when they need it. Sometimes they hide their treasures so well that they can't find them later on. That's me. But this never bothers them. They continue to be more prepared than is necessary. Whatever seeds they missed will grow into plants, further contributing to their cycle of life. Squirrel medicine guides you to get prepared to welcome your intentions into your life. Yes, the universe will do the most heavy of the lifting, but you will have to do your part as well by being ready to receive opportunities when they come knocking. That can mean enrolling in that class or having your 2-minute pitch ready to go. Manifestation is really preparation for the preparation that meets divine opportunity. And it's better to be over prepared than missing out because you didn't prepare at all. Energy is never wasted, and you never know where all of your hard work will come in handy. That is something that I do. Yes, here goes another light on. That this moment, so Spirit really wants me to talk about this. So even if you're in a situation that you feel and know that it's probably not where you need to be moving forward, still do your best. Still put forth that bright, shining effort rather than playing small, being lazy, doing things halfway. All right. So no energy is ever wasted or intention. It's like if you have a job and you know that you're probably in that transitional job, still get up, show up, and put forth your best effort. Spirit is always listening, right? Now, there are situations where we know it's time to transition on. Do so sooner than later, because then you're adding that energy that you're not feeling it, you're not being authentic, right? In that way, right? Yeah. So always put forth your best effort. Spirit is listening. That law of attraction is always at play. All right. So I hope that the messages resonated. So maybe one message resonated, maybe they all resonated. And sometimes it makes more sense sooner than later. So I'm going to give the comments a moment. And if you're catching this afterwards, I would love to hear your comments maybe later. So I'll see if I can check the comments later. Probably will not be able to answer them though. So Joe says, I chose one. It's perfect, especially since it was card number 39. The page number was 99. 9 is the universal number. And I just explored around adding sound vibration into my work yesterday. The frequency that I found works amazingly well with that he needs is 963. Now he needs to find a bell that's 963. That's awesome. That's awesome. And thank you for sharing, Joe. And Lisa says, many messages resonated. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. All righty, everyone. So we're going to be wrapping it up today. You're very welcome. Very welcome. So the link is in here for that workbook. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that it is helpful and useful for you to reflect upon your path at this time. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in each and every week, and happy Yule, blessed solstice, and happy Hanukkah for those who celebrate Hanukkah and all the other traditions at this time of the year. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Namaste. Bye-bye, friends.